And we're back. You are locked into another brand new episode of the Let's Not Do This podcast on Thursday, November the 14th, the year of our Lord, 2024. You got the big O, Leon Oliver, sitting alongside two of the three unwise men. A man who looks like he just came out of a dumpster. He looks hungover. He's probably been fired and or tased. One, Chris Green. How are you, sir?
I am extremely hungover. Last night was a ton of bad decisions.
You're very red right now.
Am I?
Really
Are you
red.
Sure, it's not the light.
No, it's not the light. You just look like you're very red. Maybe it's jaundice or something. I don't know what's going on.
Jaundice is yellow, Jack.
Yeah, that's yellow. Yeah.
Well, he could be high yellow. I don't know.
I think it's the light.
Yeah.
Maybe not. I don't know.
So yeah, he's got that going for him. And then to my left here, one Scotty Too Hottie. How are you, sir?
Not too bad, other than the Knicks last night. My parlay.
You were texting this incessantly. I have no idea what you're talking about. What happened here?
So I had a 3-team parlay. It was a live bet. I had my Magic. We were down by like 9 points. So we were +2 something, almost +3. So I bet them, and I'm like, I'll just throw some favorites in there. So I threw the Celtics and the Knicks. And the other two games hit. The Knicks were down big. They come all the way back. They go up 2 with 4 seconds left. So what's one thing you don't want to do? The one thing you don't want to do when you're up 2 with 4 seconds left.
Oh.
Don't fucking foul. Of course, Josh Hart, who he's like the one guy, him and Embiid and Maxey are the guys that just kill my bets all the time. He's already started with the dumb shit this year. He found a 3-point shooter. They go down 1. Brunson shoots up a buzzer beater that gets about as close as you can get to going in without going in. Rims out. I lose my parlay.
Tisk. Well,
but Mike will be happy.
Yeah, I was about to say I haven't gotten the psychotic text from him this today, so the Knicks must have lost because whenever the Knicks lose, it's like when Carolina loses. The air is sweeter, the girls are prettier, the beer is colder. Same thing, I guess, when the Knicks lose for Michael Biseglia. So
his Nets lost too.
Well.
Hey, real quick before we forget,
what?
Hit the little subscribe button at the bottom right corner. Give us a like and comment. That helps us get in the algorithm.
Yes, we still can't figure out. A little trigger happy there. I could be LAPD.
Lost half our viewers right there. So
well, clearly they didn't want to subscribe. But yeah, make sure to like and subscribe, be a friend, tell a friend, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all that good stuff, Rumble, all that great stuff. Go to Rumble too. Make us some more money here, but mainly YouTube. Chris, you just look like Weekend at Bernie's, man.
I'm struggling, dude.
I feel worse for you than I usually do. I don't know how it is 6:48 in the Eastern time zone in these United States. How is one still physically hungover from the day before?
I don't know.
Jeff Yeager?
I'm old. I did. I had a shot of Jameson to start the night.
Probably has the same effect on you. You don't do dark liquors, right?
No, I just drank too much. I don't.
If you're hiring this gentleman right here will be a model employee.
I only drink the nights before I don't have to be at work early.
Smart man. There we go.
It's always fun. It's always fun to get pictures of you from another friend of mine at the bar.
Jeez Louise. Out of control over here. Well, we got a lot of things to get into. We're going to get into some picks here. Obviously, Thursday Night Football coming up. We got the Comanches, Commanders, Communists, whatever they want to call themselves. Can they still call themselves Communists after the election last week? Are they getting kicked out? I don't know what's going to happen. But we got the Commanders at the Eagles from the city of brotherly love. We got some college football. And I am going to go off script here and give you a little U.S. soccer pick as well as we get ready to take on the Reagan boys. Under indeed. So let's go.
It could be crazy and go at the over 2.
Let's get crazy here and get into some picks. All right, pull that one out of here. So I'll start off. soccer, USA, UEFA, geez Louise, the CONCACAF Nations League. This is the first real full squad, well, mostly full squad for our new coach, Mauricio Pochettino. We are in Independence Park in what I assume is beautiful Kingston, Jamaica. 8 o'clock match there on like every goddamn channel and streaming service known to man. Wait till you see this damn graphic here. We're on TNT, True TV, Universo, Max, and Peacock for USA and Jamaica. It's everywhere. USA right now is plus 200. Over under on this is 2.5.
Where's over under?
I didn't have room to fit all that, so I just left it off. Over under is 2.5. USA is plus 100, and Jamaica money line. If I can get that pulled back up here.
Why are we a pick'em with fucking Jamaica?
Well, no, we're actually not a pick'em. Soccer lines are Soccer lines are a little bit.
Well, don't you got to put all 3 lines then, since it's soccer?
Exactly. I only had room for the one, and actually, it's gone.
So what is it? Let me get it's plus 105. Jamaica's plus 130. Draw is plus 200.
No, the USA has now moved to even. Draw is plus 230, and Jamaica plus 280.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know how that works. Right.
So what I'm going to do here, we are missing a few key players here, but one guy who really I think is going to step up is Ricardo Pepi. He has been on an absolute tear in Europe right now for USA. So I'm actually going to go with USA. I'm going to do a little same game parlay action with you. I'm going to put this in live. I'm going to go USA money line. So that's even. All right. And then I'm going to go ahead and take the over 2.5 total goals here. And then I'm also going to have Ricardo Pepi tally for USA. It's not going to let me put those together on this particular app, so that sucks. All right, so I'll take Pepi off here. USA and the over 2.5. That's coming at me right now in a parlay at plus 340. So that's what I'm going with. USA and the over 2.5. We get to win over the Reggae Boys. Mikel Antonio will be in lineup for Jamaica. So we'll see what happens there. But yeah.
Is that socially acceptable to call them that?
What, the Reggae Boys?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they call their national team.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Making
the Reggae
sure.
Boys. So
I don't know.
yeah, USA, go USA. All right. So that's
why
why
I'll take the draw.
Jesus Christ. You're
take the under.
Okay, well, that sounds about right. All right, so as we go into the other picks here, we'll save Thursday Night Football for last. I'll go into my college pick here. Tomorrow night, beautiful Fort Collins, Colorado. We got the border war, Wyoming on the road taking on Colorado State. Rams favored by 9.5. Over under is 46.5. 8 o'clock tomorrow on the CBS Sports Network. First things first here on this one. Pokes posted the other day what they were wearing for this game. You know me, I'm a bit of a uniform slut. Absolutely love these. Look at the all white here for Wyoming in the snow. This is a beautiful graphic. I'm absolutely loving it. They're going to look good and they're going to play good as well. Now, Wyoming struggling a little bit, obviously, on the year. They're 2-7. They only got wins over Air Force and New Mexico. But they did snap a 3-game losing streak with a win over New Mexico last week. During that losing streak that they had, that three-game losing streak, they had lost all 3 of those games by a combined 15 total points. Caden Anderson took over at quarterback last week. He went 20-29, 342 through the air, 3 tuds, 1 pick. Harrison Whaley finally making his season debut. He's been out all year with the injury. He comes out in a big way, 27 carries for 170 and a touchdown. You look at Colorado State, they're right in the mix of that Mountain West race, but it's fool's gold. They fell to Colorado earlier in the year 28-9 and dropped to 1-2. Since that loss to Colorado, they beat UTEP, lost at a really bad Arizona State. They have a 4-game win streak right now with wins over San Jose State, Air Force, New Mexico, and Nevada. Wyoming's the best team they faced since they played Colorado when they fell to 1-2 on the year. I think they're trending down. They've gotten fat on a lot of bad teams. I think the Pokes are starting to figure out things a little bit. This is a rivalry. Wyoming's won it 3 years in a row, and they've taken home this beautiful trophy, the bronze boot right here, which is an actual boot from a soldier that served in Vietnam that taught ROTC at Colorado State. And this beautiful canvas stadium here in the foothills of the Rockies. When it's all said and done, I'm going with the Pokes plus the 9.5. I'm going to sprinkle money on them to take this trophy back to Laramie as well. Powder River, let them buck. I'm going with the Cowboys plus 9.5.
Was this the trophy sponsored by Cinderella? What are we doing? I disagree with everything you just said, pretty much. Wyoming's been terrible, and now they're coming off a win. I think Colorado State is going to blow them out. Wyoming's won 3 in a row. No, so I'm sure Colorado State wants to beat them. And you said this is the best team that Colorado State's played in since when?
Since they played Colorado.
No, San Jose State. San Jose State's better than them. Nevada's better than them.
No, they may have beaten them, but they're at this stage in the season. Wyoming is figuring things out. You look at those losses; they have been in every game outside of like BYU and Arizona State earlier in the year. They've been in like every game. They've lost a ton of close games, and a lot of it's been offensively on the quarterback turning the ball over earlier. Swoboda. Now they've made the switch. More steady play with Caden under center. I'm telling you, Jay Salvell is going to get those boys ready to ride for the brand into Fort Collins.
I'm taking Colorado State, but
Christopher, any thoughts on this one?
I don't give a shit. You're playing for a fucking boot. Who cares?
Hey, that was a Vietnam soldier's boot, sir. And the ROTC from each school runs the game ball for each game. It's great. It's America.
I'm glad he was able to get a job after he came back.
That's info at Let's Not Do This Podcast.
which is not working right now because our domain expired.
I don't think it expired. I think there's just some issues there. And Chris, this is for you.
Can't hear it.
Turn the volume up. There you go.
Yeah, they just wanted to get in the full throat there, you know. But yes, so Chris has no thought.
Colorado State and the over. Why not?
I'm looking at some of the graphics you got, and one of the names is a copyright infringement of something I came up with a few weeks ago. But we'll get to that.
Okay. We'll get to that there. Well, speaking of infringement, let's just go ahead and let you infringe on our listeners' wallets here with your college football pick for this week. You are going with what might be one of the worst games in America. Houston at Arizona. Over under is 46.5. That's tomorrow, 10:15 on FS1. In fact, this game has so little interest. I pulled this earlier today. Now, this could have changed, but this was at noon. Might be a little hard to see here, but the get-in price for this game is $2. So if you're like,
I can afford that.
Yeah, even Chris can afford it. If you're, a brain-dead Clemson fan that likes to hand out $2 bills with tiger paws on them so people can see your effect on the economy when you travel there, maybe you go to Tucson and hand out some $2 bills and get some tickets because you'll be the only people there. There's no one here. Arizona's a train wreck. Houston's bad. $2 Chuck will get you in here. Scotty, you're up.
So you just picked Wyoming and Colorado State, but this is the worst game on the board?
Wyoming, Colorado State has heart. There's hatred. There's a battle. They're not far separated. These two teams barely know each other. They both wear red. That's about it.
I'm not going to go there, but yeah. I did very little research on this one because my research does not work in college football. I'm taking Arizona minus the 1 here. They have lost 5 in a row. They can't be this bad. They were a really good team last year. I don't know what the hell is going on. If it's just the old Pac-12 everywhere, it's been kind of down for the most part. But
the coach went to Washington.
Yeah, but still, they shouldn't be that bad. But yeah, then you got Houston, who's Not very good, but they have won 2 in a row. They upset Kansas State, a ranked team, last week, so they're probably riding high right now. They're not going to be ready for this game, I don't think. There's going to be a huge letdown. Arizona, they have to win this game. They have to be pissed off losing 5 in a row. They're going to come out hungry, and they're going to get the win and cover the 1 point. They will win by more than 1.
I've done a lot of live TV production in my day, and I've worked some things that I just wonder, like, who the hell is watching this? This is one of those. And I'd imagine that, like, the crew check for this game can't be that much either. So Godspeed to whoever's coiling cable for $250 at the end of this one. May you enjoy your Waffle House in the middle of the desert there in Tucson when this game is over. You packed up everything at 3:30 in the morning. You're not going to have much to look at. Take the under in this game. And if you're watching this at 10:15 on a Friday night, you need church.
Well, I'm going to have money
Do
on
they
it.
have
So
Waffle Houses out there?
I assume that there's a Waffle House somewhere in Tucson with like a cactus just flowing by, you know.
Speaking of nothing much to look at, my mom says we're looking great.
Oh,
She's talking about 2 of us. I'll let y'all figure out which one she left out.
not the Timu Steve McKenna down there. Someone will get that reference. All right, Chris, any thoughts on this?
Arizona at home. Why not?
Going with the Cats minus the point there. All right, and then for the pick that we know that you can fade right off the bat here, Chris, you have 2 teams that I keep forgetting are not in the Pac-12 anymore, as you go with UCLA and Washington, a storied Big Ten matchup there in Seattle. Huskies laying the 4, over under 46.5. Tomorrow at 8 on the Deuce.
I have no idea. This is the only game that actually appealed to me. Barely. Washington's good at home. UCLA is a better team than their record. It should be very competitive. I'll take UCLA plus the 4 and hope that it's close.
This is another game where I have to wonder, like, Washington's defense isn't bad, but I have to wonder, like, motives in this game, like who still wants to play for these teams that really don't have anything to play for. I'm going ugly game, and I'm taking the under 46.5 here.
Yeah, I don't know. Washington is good at home. They've only lost 1 game against the spread at home this year, but UCLA just keeps getting better and better. Can I bet one a push? I wonder what the odds are net. Washington to win by 4. You can probably find that somewhere.
Yeah, you can find it
24-20. Right?
It's probably
24-20.
Offshore. Oh, are you betting exact score? Are you setting a precedent here?
I might. 24-20 Washington. I might do that. See if I can find that somewhere.
This is your official 24-20.
So, hey, we all
That's not my bet. I already made my bet.
I know.
Yeah. At least I'll push. That's fine.
There we go. All right. So recap here on the college ones for tomorrow. Chris, you got Washington minus the 4, you said?
No, UCLA plus 4.
Oh, yeah, UCLA plus the 4. That's right. I usually don't listen to you, so I want to keep my streak going. Is Chris the guy from Star Wars? You know, Carl, I've seen a woman naked, so I've never seen Star Wars. But I have seen that scene in people have showed me in the bar. There's like a bunch of freaks at the bar. Chris, that's pretty much Chris in Star Wars. That's all I know. You got a talking trash can. You got the other silver,
R2-D2, right?
Gold trash can or whatever it is, and you got a bunch of like weird people at a bar, which is Chris when he goes to that shitty bar he likes to close the night out at. That's all I know.
I don't really watch Star Wars either. I've seen like 1 or 2, but let's not shit on Star Wars. We might.
Yeah, Star Wars is cool.
Some of our fans.
I
feel like there's probably a crossover. There's probably a crossover in sports betting and Star Wars, I bet.
Yeah, if you're watching this, you probably are at home in your mom's basement watching Star Wars, jerking off stale fish, looking at a Tara Reid poster from 1993 or something. Yeah, it sounds about right.
Not you, Carla. Not you.
Go Star Wars.
All right, and then I got Wyoming plus the 9.5 points here. Powder River, Leather Buck. And then we are going to go with Scotty here. You had Houston and Arizona, and you got the Cats minus the point at home. All
The
right.
Wildcats. They're both cats, but yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they're both cats. You are correct. You are in the Wildcat, a cougar, a puma, a panther. Aren't they all the same thing? Is a Wildcat part of that?
Probably. I don't know. Is this like squares or
I
rectangles?
think the
Yeah.
Wildcat for Arizona is more of a bobcat or lynx.
Okay. Oh, you know what? It might be right. But is a cougar, a puma, a Nittany lion, they're a mountain lion. It's like
Panther.
something
Yeah,
panther,
they're all
like
the
they're
same
all
thing.
the same thing. Yeah. And Chris likes the cougars that go to what's that shitty bar that we went to, Scotty?
Is it JJ's?
JJ's, yeah. They're all like 78 years
Or are you
old.
talking about the brewery that you went to?
Oh, the brewery that we went to too, where that cougar took a shine to you as well. You boys are going for some cougars.
I think she was just really drunk, and I was the first person she saw when she walked in.
She
looked at
probably
everybody
thought
like
he
that.
was her son.
Probably.
Thank God it wasn't me. Star Wars is cool. Chris is not.
Fuck you, Will.
I agree. I agree with half of that, Will. I agree with half of that. All right, so pulling out of that here, going to a little Thursday night football action coming up here in about an hour and 10 minutes or so on Amazon Prime. We got the Washington Commanders visiting the city of not so brotherly love, taking on the Eagles. Philadelphia laying 4 points, over under 49.5, 8:15, as I said, coming up on Prime. You boys are fans of the team formerly known as the Redskins. Ooh, I said the R word. I'm going to get canceled. Scotty, I will start with you, sir.
Starting with me. Okay. So I have placed 3 bets on this game. I'll give you my 2 non-podcast picks first. Probably jinxing the Commanders here, but I did pick them plus the 4. And then I took Jahan Dotson over 8.5 receiving yards. Revenge game. He'll get a catch. But my podcast pick, my favorite pick of the game, and it's on FanDuel. It's like 5 yards lower than everybody else for some reason. I think maybe because they have a promotion for McLaurin to get 50 receiving yards. But yeah, over 56.5 receiving yards on FanDuel for Terry McLaurin. That's my bet. It's 60, 61, 62.5 everywhere else. To go run the FanDuel right now, bet that over. He's hit this the last 5 games against the Eagles. The last time he did not get over 56.5 receiving yards against the Eagles. Name that quarterback.
I'm going to say Josh Johnson.
Nope. Chris, you're not going to get it. Just say one.
I don't know. I'm too hungover for this.
Right. Hey, you got it, because most people don't know this guy either. So you got it right. Garrett Gilbert.
Garrett Gilbert. Holy
Yes.
shit.
I want to say he went to Texas Tech. I got his thing up right here.
No, I want to say Garrett Gilbert with the SMU.
Texas and SMU.
Yeah, he was Texas. He was supposed to be like the next big thing there. He washed out and transferred to SMU when they were, not the SMU they are now. They were still reeling.
Yeah, now he's that guy that just when teams need a quarterback, they'll sign off the street. But yeah. God. And he got 51 that game. So wow. Eagles' pass defense has been pretty good this year, but they haven't been good at covering McLaurin. If they try to put Slay on him, Slay's not in his prime. He's going to toast him. Yeah, so I don't know how much success we'll have passing, but McLaurin's going to get his over 56.5 on FanDuel.
Good. I don't hate it. Get deep to FanDuel quickly and do that. Make every moment count, as they say with FanDuel. If they want to sponsor us, we will be more than happy to take that.
Yes.
Chris, your thoughts on this one?
I'm just glad that there's a Thursday night game that I'm going to stay awake for this week.
I doubt it.
Yeah, probably not. I'm probably going to fucking fall asleep at
he won't make it the kickoff. I can tell you that now.
I might not. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna actually watch it downstairs on the couch, sitting up, so I might not fall asleep. I'm rooting for the Commanders. Fuck the Eagles all day, every day. I think this is gonna be a high scoring game. I like the over 49.5. I'm not gonna try and figure out a side here. Just over 49.5. Should be a shootout.
So on this one, everything points to going with that over. But I think the great equalizer between these two teams, and obviously I think Brian Robinson Jr. is supposed to be in the lineup for Washington.
He
But
fucking better be.
I think it's the run
Yes.
game. Philadelphia is second in the NFL in rushing. They average 176 yards per game on the ground. You got Saquon leading the NFL, averaging 127.7 yards per scrimmage from scrimmage per game. He's got 672 yards, by the way, before contact, which is best in the league. Philly,
That's
crazy.
crazy.
They can do whatever they want to do running the ball. Washington has allowed 142.7 yards per game on the ground, which is 28th in the NFL. Clearly a run game advantage to Philadelphia. I don't think they want to get in a shootout with Washington. As crazy as it sounds, they don't want to get in a shootout with this rookie quarterback. I don't think they want to. I think they want to give a large dose of Saquon. I think they want to ground. I think they want to pound. And I think they want to throw some stuff at Jaden Daniels to try to confuse him. We haven't seen that rookie dumpster fire game yet. Maybe this is it on a short week on the road against a divisional opponent. I'm going to go with the under on this one. I do like Philadelphia minus that 4, but my official pick for this show is I'm going to go under 49.5 points because I feel like Philadelphia is going to want to grind this thing out and run the ball.
Yeah, I don't like the total because, like both of you were saying, everything's pointing to the over. The over should hit, but when that's the case, the under usually hits. And Jalen Hurts hasn't thrown for a lot of yards on Thursday nights historically. He's only played I think 4 games on Thursday. I think he's only averaging like under 140 yards a game, if I saw that stat correct.
The thing sounds about right.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll get over that tonight. But yeah, division game Thursday nights should go over. If I had to bet the total, I'd probably bet the under there. But who knows?
One thing is so cliche, but it really does, stand out in this game. It's always like who protects the football and can you get off the field on third down or can you extend the drive on third down? And one thing to watch here, I think, too, especially with the total, Washington's good on third down. They're converting 44% of those, which is good for 5th in the NFL. They've also converted 11 of 12 on 4th down. So Washington can keep the drive going. So I think this also plays into a role, the fact that they can stay on the field a little bit if they want to run the ball, maybe eat up some more clock here. The Eagles had a -6 turnover ratio at one point this season, and now they're at +1. Washington is +6. So, yeah, the turnover battle is going to be big here, too, as well. I wouldn't surprise me to see maybe a couple balls put on the turf, a couple fumbles. I wouldn't be surprised to see Daniels throw a pick just to see Philadelphia try to confuse him, throw some stuff in a divisional game. But I got a feeling this is going to be – we've had some good Thursday night games. I got a feeling this is going to be a good game, but I got a feeling it's going to be low scoring. It's going to be like, a 2017 kind of game or something like that.
Yeah, I was going to say this was like an Eagles 3-point win, 24-21.
Go Birds.
Let's just pick scores for every game.
There we go. All right, so recap here. Chris, you're on.
Over 49.5.
And we got a fight here. They would say fight, as they do on the Cover 3 podcast. And a hat tip to those guys. I'm going under 49.5. And Scotty?
Terry McLaurin, over 56.5 receiving yards. We need to
on
there's a podcast I listened to. Yes, on FanDuel. There's a podcast I listen to, and if they ever have a head-to-head pick, they got like a song they'll play. You need to find a song for that.
Oh, yeah, we need that. Something royalty-free. If you are listening to this and you would like to submit some royalty-free music, maybe you're an up-and-coming hip-hop producer or no one, we will gladly take that. Send us a email. It's hit us up at letsnotdothispodcast.com. We'll have those email technical issues figured out there.
Yeah. Or if I get motivated enough, I'll make one.
There you go. Or we could do that too. One thing I wanted to get into here a little bit before we got into some non-sports stuff, this college football playoff. The rankings came out. Let me pop this on the screen here and pull this out. There we go. I wish I was like Vishnu. I wish I had like more hands at a time like this. I'm sure that offended someone. I'm sorry. Actually, I'm not, but okay. So
what are you doing? What?
I don't know. I just say things to say them. I don't know.
Did you just offend yourself and then apologize for being offended?
I don't know, but I feel like someone was offended, so I wanted to apologize. But I took the apology back. I blame this fine Canadian Pilsner called Labatt Blue. That's who I blame. And I know
Well,
somebody out there was like, oh, he's drinking Bud Light. It'll be a cold day in hell before I drink that. It was
Bud
Labatt
Light's
Blue,
back
sir.
now, sir.
Yeah.
Bud Light's
Yeah.
no longer canceled.
It
because
never
of Shane
it never
Gillis.
went away.
I canceled Bud Light a long time ago
It
because of
never
the
went away.
taste. It wasn't about dudes in dresses or anything like that.
Okay,
It was about
that's-
the taste. It was the taste of the beer or lack thereof. But all right, taking a look at the college football playoff here. What stands out? And then you look at the lower half of this graphic, you don't see Georgia and you don't see SMU on this graphic. SMU not being on here is a absolute travesty to me.
Well,
Who are you going to take out?
I'm sorry. Here's the thing. SMU should be where Miami is, or they should have them at 5 because they are first place in the ACC. But the ACC, the NCAA, they're trying to tell you Miami's going to make the playoff. ACC's been cheating for Miami all year. That's why Miami's at number 4. Because when they do the bracketology, they have the current leaders. So SMU should be ahead of Miami.
Yeah, Miami has a conference loss.
Exactly. But they're projecting now because they want to get their big boys on the screen so you'll watch.
And
But
I mean,
yeah,
look,
Georgia being first team out is the most eye-popping.
Look, SMU, I mean, you look at what's left for them. They got a depleted BC team, but they're playing the backup quarterback. We'll see how that goes Saturday. They're at Virginia in the game I'll actually be in attendance for on the 23rd. And hey, if Virginia plays like they did against Pitt last week, maybe Tony Elliott's got some things turned around. Who knows? Senior day, you never want to discount that. And then they come home to finish out with Cal. So obviously not a world beater schedule left for them. But they have one loss. Their loss was their third game of the year at home, 18-15 against BYU. Where's BYU? Oh, yeah, they're the number 6 team in the country. And they're the number 3 seed in these projected playoffs right now with the Big 12 champion. And you telling me that SMU could, in theory, be left out of this? If this started today, they would be left out? It doesn't make – I know this is their projections or whatever, but, like, how do you leave them out? And then there's already a case being made for, like, if Georgia loses 3, can we get a 3-loss Georgia in? I don't know how you get a 3-loss team into this thing.
Can Georgia – probably not. I was going to say, can Georgia sneak into the championship game with 3 losses? I don't know.
The SEC is all jumbled up. I haven't looked at that graphic. I got to pull that
the
up.
SEC is going to be crazy because it's going to end up coming to some obscure tiebreaker that they didn't think of when they put 37 teams in the same conference. Idiots.
So this Graham Coffee guy, I don't know who he is, but I saw this floating around online. He points out Texas has 0 ranked wins. Penn State, 0 ranked wins. Indiana, 0 ranked wins. And by the way, the second half of that game against Michigan, I thought Michigan was going to come back on them last week. Michigan out-physicaled them. They pushed them around. And guess what? Indiana has Ohio State this week, and they're essentially a clone of what Michigan's doing. So that could be a problem for the Hoosiers. Notre Dame lost to Northern Illinois at home. And then you got Georgia, who won by 15 at number 3 Texas, and then a 28-point neutral site win, neutral site in Atlanta against Clemson. And they're sitting on the outside looking in.
So they shouldn't do
Don't
this.
lose games.
Yeah, but then you just go back to teams not scheduling anybody. Like Alabama, aren't they playing like Mercer this week?
Yeah, they have Mercer. The Bears are a good FCS team, but still. Yeah.
Like every FCS team, they're always good, according to Leon. But no, what they're doing is they're leaving Georgia out because they know that they got Tennessee this week.
Yeah,
So
it's an elimination
they're
game.
going to be in again. Yeah, so it's like, oh, you can leave them out because we know that they got still tough games coming up. If they win, they're going to get in anyways. So why not let these other teams have a chance? I don't know.
Speaking of Georgia and Tennessee, you can get our thoughts on that. We'll make a post about this. You can get our thoughts on that tomorrow night. We'll be back here tomorrow night at 6:45 for Doing Lines. That is traditionally our Saturday morning show at 9 a.m. where we get you ready for college and NFL picks for the weekend. I have a engagement that I have to handle tomorrow. I think Chris has something as well. So we are going to move this for this week to 6:45 tomorrow night. So set your alarms for that. We'll get you ready for the picks there. But one thing to keep an eye on, you're right. This is kind of an elimination game with Georgia and Tennessee. Nico Imaliava, still trying to figure out what his status is for Tennessee. Last time I saw it, I think Georgia's like a 10-point favorite. If he's not there, that could go up to maybe 12, 13, 14. If he is, maybe it goes down to 7 or 8. We'll see if he's available. How effective is he? It'll be interesting to see. But yeah, Georgia's offense obviously has had some issues. Carson Beck has been terrible. But still, I mean, you show me a team with 2 better wins right now than Georgia has on their resume.
It's the Cavender curse.
Oh, the Cavender. Oh yeah, because one's dating Jake Ferguson from the Cowboys, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then one's dating Carson Beck. So hey, you get the girl, you lose the games. I don't know what to tell you. All right.
This will be on my card tomorrow, so we'll talk about this tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll definitely get into this one a little bit tomorrow there. All right. Another thing, too, that I wanted to get to here. I don't even have my list in front of me, so I do apologize. Was there another? Oh, also Mike Tyson, Jake Paul. You guys want to talk about that right now or talk about that tomorrow, since that fight is tomorrow?
Talk about it tomorrow.
Okay. We'll talk about that tomorrow, and we'll have some UFC. What is this? UFC 8007?
Yep. Exactly.
30. Is it 309 or 310?
309, I want to say. Yeah. UFC 309. I've actually drilled down and did some picks on this. I've done some UFC prep.
Oh, shit.
On this. I'm ready. Okay.
Get ready to fade the fuck out of that.
So yeah, we'll have that for you on tomorrow's program as well. Before we get into some non-sports stuff, though, I know you guys don't watch a lot of hockey, but the Diddy Bowl is going on.
What?
Actually, as we speak.
This is what I was saying. This is copyright infringement. I've already termed the tops versus the minors as being the Diddy Bowl.
Yes, Western Kentucky, the Hilltoppers, who sometimes put tops on their helmet. You did say that. I don't know who this gentleman is, but I saw this floating around social media. Going on right now, we have the Nashville Predators north of the border in Edmonton taking on the Oilers, and we got the Predators and the Oilers. The Diddy
really good
Bowl.
But it's not the bowl. What are you calling it in hockey?
It's not a bowl.
You want to call it the cup? By
the
Diddy
way, Classic.
Yeah,
Diddy Ice. Diddy Ice.
The Diddy Classic. I do like that.
Diddy on Ice.
Diddy on Ice. By the way, it says 7 p.m. Apparently, this gentleman must be in the Mountain Time Zone because that's a 9 p.m. start here. So if you still want to get money,
I can tell by his profile picture. He's over there.
He's definitely in Boulder. He looks like a kid that goes to Colorado. He probably could tell you where all the good weed is. I'm pretty sure. And maybe some mushrooms. Definitely some mushrooms.
Oh, yeah. Look at his handle. Heat Daddy 69 420.
420. Nice.
That's great.
Classy.
You ever work a job and you have to like read like a customer's email out loud back to them? I used to always love doing it. It's like, so it is like a 57-year-old woman. So it's like, oh, you are sexy brown sugar 897 at foxtrot.com. Okay, cool. I had never forget I had a customer once. His email was like bad ass white boy, and ass was like AZZ, and boy was BOI. And I made sure to read that back really as loud as I could so my colleagues near me could hear me talk about bad ass white boy.
And people use those like teenage email addresses because they just use them for the rest of their life. But then it's like, if you're doing something professional, it's like, hey, man, get a different email. Like,
not that complicated.
Yeah. If you're applying for a job and your email is like nasty Nate 37, I don't think that you're going to get that job. I'm just going to go ahead and put that out there.
Depends on what job it is.
6969. Well, yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Amazon warehouse, good to go.
And they don't. I can speak from experience. They don't give a fuck about anything at Amazon.
I just picture like Advance Auto, like all those guys that had an email of like nasty Nate 42069. Just they're working at Advance Auto. Not Napa. I put Napa like a step above. I even put AutoZone a step above. I read back emails all day long. There we go.
But that's the customers.
Yeah.
You don't put your high school email on your job applications.
Do you remember what your first like email or screen name was?
Yeah, not going to mention it.
Ooh. Must have been
So
Arian.
It wasn't
No, I'm
that.
joking. I'm joking.
Jesus Christ.
I'm joking.
So a couple of my friends used to call me Skaduki for Scotty, and they would Skaduki. They always yell out Skaduki. So yeah, that's not fun. Skaduki, whatever at gmail.com or whatever AOL.com, whatever it was back then.
I saw.
Yeah, I'm not hiring this guy.
I didn't see Top Gun until high school somehow, some way.
Never saw it.
And then like you've never seen Top Gun?
Honestly, I saw it a long time
Not a
ago, but
Tom
I don't really remember it.
Fuck
I haven't
Tom
seen the new
Cruise.
one.
How do you not?
Yeah,
like
I don't
Tom
really
Cruise?
I don't like Tom Cruise. I liked him in Collateral, but I can't take him serious in most movies as a like a badass. He just seems goofy to me.
He's the
5'8". He jumps on
baddest.
couches. He's psycho.
He does all his own stunts. That's the baddest
Congrats.
of all badasses.
He doesn't do all his own stunts. I don't
He
believe that.
does. Watch
Well,
the.
he's
So
like-
what, though? Who gives
Well,
a
he's
fuck?
also one of them crazy Scientology people.
Yeah.
No, that's half of Hollywood, but that's another conversation for another day. But I didn't see Top Gun until high school, and I thought Iceman was the coolest thing ever. So I remember like my first AOL screen name was like Iceman something, I forget, but I remember they had Iceman in there. And then for the longest time, everything in high school, my username was like it had ice in it because I just thought Iceman was like the coolest dude of all time.
Yeah, one of my first screen names back when I thought I was good at basketball was White Jordan.
God. Yeah, I wish I had the car
Amazing.
crash sound effect in here. Oh my god!
Incredible.
Speaking of car crash, let's get into some weird.
What?
Well, I was going somewhere with that,
Okay.
and then I lost it. Which is kind of like when the girl is going to bed with Chris. She's going there, and then she loses it.
Hit the fucking music.
Oh god, that was so great. I love that club beat. It's a banger. It really is. All right. So speaking of car crashes, this car has caused a lot of crashes and been through a lot of them. The Batmobile. Warner Brothers, and let me go ahead and pull this banner out of here so you can fully read this. There we go. Warner Brothers is selling 10 fully functional but not street legal Dark Knight Batmobiles for $3 million each.
That's badass.
Who's pulling over a Batmobile there?
Well, I mean, if it's not street legal, by the way, what makes a vehicle street legal?
It has to be safety rated, doesn't it?
Let's see.
Yeah, I'm assuming it doesn't have a blinker or like the proper mirrors. I don't see any rearview mirrors on that thing.
So apparently, this is according to VEHQ.com, that esteemed website. I get all my news from VEHQ.com. It's like, remember Hall Pass when the wife walks in and goes, your computer was on cockgobblers.com.
That's where I get my weather.
I get my weather from that site. I get all my news from VEHQ.com. Apparently, they said that your car has to have tires. This has tires, brakes, has to have brakes, a steering wheel, and engine hood. There's got to be more than this.
Yeah, I don't think that's.
Yeah, there's definitely more than that.
Yeah. Tires, brakes, steering wheel, engine hood. Okay, here we go. A windshield. They got it. A windshield wipers. Does this thing have windshield wipers?
Looks like it.
Yeah.
But that wouldn't stop it from being street legal because anybody can put some wipers in the car.
Lights and reflectors. So you need headlight, tail light, turn signal, stoplight, license plate light, hazard lights, backup lights, side reflectors, rear reflectors.
Yeah, I don't know.
And
all right,
mirrors.
AI is telling me the Batmobile is typically not street legal, blah blah blah, because including proper lighting, visible license plates, adequate ground clearance. Yeah, that's a big one. Standard turn signals, functioning mirrors, and it's often modified or non-compliant engine systems.
Wait.
They don't meet the emission standards.
Oh well, you know what? Well, Batman was in Gotham, which is like New York probably. I know he couldn't do it in California. I mean, the emission standards there are cracked up. What about like North Dakota? Like, can't you like register a car like that's literally falling apart? You can be from like out of state, North Dakota, and register it.
Probably.
Maybe. I think in a
Fucking
few
weird
months this thing's probably legal in a few months. It's not an endorsement.
Elon's gonna make some changes here. Yeah, I don't know, man. It would be badass to drive around with one of these. And by the way, they talked about what was it, Scott? You said ground clearance,
Yeah, that's probably the main one.
but we've all known like some shithead in high school that had a lowrider that had like lights under it and stuff.
And it's not legal.
And how are they driving it around like scraping?
I'm sure they got tickets.
Okay, so this is the Batmobile. You can buy this fully functional. What other car? Let's do a quick draft, and we'll only go to 3. So we'll draft 2 more. This is safe for everyone. All-time quarterback is the Batmobile. Chris, since you're the least smart, I'll put you up first. What car would you take next of like from Hollywood? Could be a TV show, could be a movie. Where are you going next?
The Mystery Mobile. Scooby-Doo.
What the fuck is the Mystery Mobile?
He just told
Scooby-Doo.
I wasn't a Scooby-Doo guy.
I wasn't either. When he said that, I watch it every now and then.
All right, I'm Googling what a mystery.
Sweet fucking green van.
The van. Yeah, the van.
Oh, is it like a shaggin' wagon or something?
Could be.
Okay.
You knew Chris's first pick was going to be a shady van.
All right, so I'm Googling right now. I'll bring this in. I'm sure everyone in America knows what this is except for me. Okay, so the Mystery Machine. Okay, that's what that is.
Machine. Yeah.
So you're going with that.
Yeah, look at that thing. It's beautiful.
That's like a hippie version of the A-Team van.
Yeah.
All right. Mystery
Mobile.
Mobile.
Maybe it comes with Scooby-Doo. That's cool. Dogs are awesome.
Yeah, okay, I'll give you that. Scotty, you're up next.
I'm having a hard time thinking of TV vehicles. I'm gonna go. How about Bumblebee? Because it's a transformer. How about that?
Nice.
Your car can turn into a machine and fuck your enemies up.
Yeah.
You guys are really hitting some things that are like missed spots for me. What was this thing, a Camaro?
Yeah.
In the movie,
the original Bumblebee was a VW Bug, but got updated to the Camaro when they re-released.
Okay, so see, I have more than 7 brain cells, so I didn't watch any of the Transformers movies. Okay, so it's this thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's leak the group chat and we'll show the people what you watch and talk about brain cells.
Hey, what are you talking about? I watched one of my favorite films is in Farsi.
To be fair, all of our brain cells would be in one if you looked at our group chat. But
yeah. One of my favorite films is in Farsi. I like foreign films. Okay.
But you live in a glass house, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah, correct.
All right, so you're going with Bumblebee from the Transformers.
Yes.
Highly disappointed in both of your picks. I thought sure that this would be the first.
I know what you're gonna pick, but that's why I didn't pick it because honestly, I don't know if I've seen the whole movie. I already know what you're gonna pick.
You know what I'm gonna go with?
Yeah.
Generally.
Of course, it was the most badass car of all time. The General Lee from the Dukes of Hazzard. I mean, come on. You're Bo and Luke Duke hood sliding on this bad boy, tearing up the back roads, man, like jumping over canyons and going through all things. Look at that. That's a beautiful car. How do you not go with the General Lee?
And I know what your second pick's going to be.
Okay, well, you know what? This is a snake draft, so I am going again. I'm going to put up my second pick here, and I want you to think if you got this right here, because I don't think you know what it is. Give me 1 second here as I.
All right, if you're saying that, then probably not.
No, I know you're wrong on this. I know where your brain thinks I'm going to go, and I know where I'm going here, and I'm bringing this in right now. Walker Texas Ranger, that truck, baby. That thing was
Are you fucking
indestructible with those KC lights. Come on, he jumped over everything. He went through everything. That truck been shot at. It's been hit. It kept on going. Walker's a badass. That truck's a badass. I'm going with the Walker Texas Ranger truck. All right,
I'm not gonna say what I thought you were gonna pick because I don't want to deter Chris from picking it. But
yeah, save it to the end.
I'm not taking that either. But I'm gonna go the Ferrari and Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Ooh, nice.
Iconic scene. That was like the biggest scene of the movie, probably.
Yeah.
Have you seen that, Leon?
I watched Ferris Bueller's Day Off for the first time maybe 3 or 4 years ago.
You can't do that. You can't do that.
What?
Movies don't translate like that. You try to watch a classic movie in your 30s or 40s. It's not like I've said this on the podcast a couple of times. I watched The Departed for the first time like a year ago. And I was like, what's the fuss about? It's fucking dumb. I didn't get it. But I'm sure if I saw that when it came out, I'd been like, oh, this is the shit. There you go.
Yeah, I didn't hate it. It's one of my wife's favorite movies. Like my wife loves Ferris Bueller's Day Off. I enjoyed it. It was okay, but yeah, it wasn't earth shattering for me. But it's
not
cool
just
car.
the car itself. It's just what the car represented in the movie. Like Cameron finally telling his dad, fuck you, by stealing the car and then telling him he did it. And then I don't know if you remember, but they're trying to roll back the mileage on the car. And he gets mad, kicks the car, and then it kicks it out of gear into reverse, and then it fucking rolls out the back of the window there.
Okay, I'll give you that.
So good.
One of the greatest movie scenes, especially of that movie, but one of the greatest scenes you'll see.
Rolling back the odometer sounds like something Chris would do if he had a car dealership. Chris Green's used cars. He'll sell you a Yugo with only 6 million miles on it. All right, Chris, what's your car?
I was debating on picking a serious car or making a really shitty joke, so I'm going to go with the car. We'll do Kit from Knight Rider.
You know what? I actually respect you on that because I'm surprised this one took this long to come off the board there. Some would say, arguably, that this is the greatest movie car of all time.
TV show.
I think we probably missed the greatest movie car of all time.
What, Herbie the Love Bug?
Since Batmobile was off the board. No, the DeLorean.
Ooh.
Oh, from Back
to
the
Future? That's where I thought both of you were going.
Oh no, I've never actually seen Back to the Future all the way through.
That's what I was saying. Exactly what I was saying. I was like, I don't know if I've ever seen this movie all the way through, so I can't pick it.
You got Kit from Knight Rider there. Okay, it's not bad. You know, it's not.
Bird talks. It's got all the technology. It's pretty cool.
You know, it's the car from Smokey and the Bandit too. That Firebird. Or
this is better.
What did he drive in Miami Vice? What did Don Johnson drive?
Is it a Corvette?
Let's see. Cars in Miami Vice.
Great fucking podcast material right now.
Oh yeah, as I go live. Yeah.
What is that car again?
Daytona Spider, maybe. I don't know, but
I wouldn't even know. I wouldn't even know of Knight Rider if it wasn't for the bench warmers. When the rich guy like funds them or whatever, and he has the original Knight Rider car. Yeah, John Lovitz.
Oh man, I watched that movie so many times with a certain ex-girlfriend. It's not even funny. That and The Wrong Missy.
So was it the right hand or the left hand?
Well, since you said The Wrong Missy, I know what girl you're talking about.
Yeah.
That's odd that the bench warmers, you watched it that many times in that time period.
She had her favorites and she stuck to them.
Well, speaking of something that's not being go on.
There's a joke I want to make, but it's kind of fucked up.
Make it.
We'll save it for the post show.
I was like, you said make it. You said she stuck with her favorites, but she didn't stick with you.
No, it was not a favorite at all.
Well, something that's not sticking around is the name Come and Go.
Oh no.
So I'm not sure. Are you guys familiar with this gas station chain?
It's Midwest, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like a lot of the Midwest. I think there's some in the South somewhere. But I encountered this in Colorado. There's one like not far on I-25 before you get to Wyoming. And I remember, I think it was like Wellington, Colorado, whatever. I remember stopping at a Wendy's and I look out across the parking lot and like, what the fuck is a come and go? And yeah, apparently they're getting bought by another gas station chain called Maverick. And apparently they've already made the switch across most of them, switching them over to Maverick. Come and Go is like the greatest branding of all time. You're never going to forget your first time at Come and Go.
Yeah, I've definitely heard of this quite often, but yeah, I've never been to one.
A lot of funny TikToks with that.
Yeah, I mean you're throwing perfect like branding like out the window there. Maverick is just like another gas station. Like, okay,
Yeah, it's boring.
You're not Wawa, you're not Buc-ee's. Like, it doesn't fucking matter. All right. One thing I wanted to get to here is these students in New Zealand. Well, first of all, Chris, I know you probably didn't go to class much, just like me. Have you ever missed an exam when you were in college?
I don't think I took any of my exams my first semester at ODU.
Okay. Scotty, did you miss any exams?
Not at Tech, but yeah, not at Tech. But once I came back home and commuted to VCU, I fucking hated it. Nothing against VCU, just the whole commuting thing. And yeah, I missed quite a few. I would always look for excuses. There was like a little bit of traffic one day during an exam, and I just went home instead of going to school. And it was algebra because I forgot.
What were you in algebra for?
Because college. No, never mind. It's VCU. It's VCU.
Because I was going to wait to take all my math stuff at Tech because you don't have like teachers at most of your math classes at Tech. It's like computer. Anyways, so then I go to VCU and I had my placement test. And math was my thing in high school, so I'm like, oh, I'll be fine. So I forget all about. Well, I never took trig for one thing, and I forgot what factoring was. I forgot that was a thing, and so I totally blanked on that. I did fine on everything else. But I guess that brought me down enough to be in like algebra, regular algebra. People not understanding how a letter can be a number. Yeah. And so I'm like, I was like, I don't need to come to this class. So I never went to the class. And then I missed that like exam, which was like a quarter of your grade. And she wouldn't let me take it over probably because I never went to class. Well, and then after that, I said, yeah, fuck college.
Well, sounds like that wasn't a good excuse to miss an exam. These people actually had a better excuse. So there were some college kids in New Zealand, and they missed their exams because they kept shitting themselves.
Wow.
Now, I have thumbed through this story a little bit a couple days ago. I forget what was causing the issues there, but this reminds
me stuff too.
Yeah. This reminds me of a story from college. So I was a communications major and I went to a very small school, but at that very small school, the communications classes were the biggest ones. They're the ones that actually had like an auditorium full of people. So if you wanted to skip, those were the easiest ones because you weren't in a class with like 12 people. The college I went to was literally like a fucking small high school. Anywho, I had a buddy that lived on my hall who would always like to. He was English and part English, and his family would send him, family chocolate and all this stuff back from over there. I had another couple guys on my hall that were Haitian. No, this is not a 2024 election joke. And the Haitian guys, we would always like to eat the English guys' candy, and it would piss him off. He's like, "You're eating all my candy that like my parents and my family and all sent me." So one day, this gentleman who will remain nameless switched out his candy for laxatives. I was onto this, so I stayed away from it. The gentleman on our hall did not. And I had a communications class with this guy. And I was like, hey, man, we got the exam. We got to go. He's like, bro, I can't leave my room. I can't. I'm like, what's going on? He's like, dude, I'm shitting like everywhere. I just can't leave my room. This guy missed an exam because he had just like awful diarrhea. We go to the professor and like finally like own up to it. It's like, hey man, look, it's our fault he missed it. You gotta let him retake this thing. We had to like plead. He wasn't gonna let him do it at first. And then finally he let him retake the exam. but took a letter grade off of the exam. So the highest he could get was a B. Yeah.
Well, you shouldn't be stealing people's shit. So
Well, yeah.
So I did fake a sickness when I was at Tech so I could turn in my final paper. Because it was like 8 a.m. It was an 8 a.m. English class. So I struggled to get there. Yeah. And then I didn't make it to the day that the final paper was due. And so I had a friend take my paper up, which was like all the way across campus. And they took it up there and gave it to my teacher. And I called them because like it's taking them forever. And like I guess she was talking their head off. So I called and they answered the phone. And they're like, hello, like, oh, this is actually Scotty on the phone. And they're like, she's like, yeah, he's still throwing up. So they like went to bat for me. Some good acting. Yeah. And it worked.
Hey, I once turned in a history paper that I stayed up all night drinking, walked into the class. It was like a 9 a.m. class, walked in there, slammed the paper on their desk, said, I'm here, register me for attendance. Here's my paper. I'm going to go throw up. And I literally walked out of there and left. And I got an A on that paper, by the way. I do my best work inebriated in the middle of the night.
Nice.
But also that guy that missed the exam, he's won several Emmys. He works in the media and has won several Emmys now. So didn't hurt him that much. Might have hurt his sphincter. Hurt his sphincter, but it didn't hurt his career. So
I'm not gonna tell that story, but
about your sphincter hurting? Yeah, you probably don't want
not mine. It was a hearsay story about a local college, but we won't go there.
We'll take a cap on that one.
If we have any high schoolers listening, I seriously
Jesus Christ,
doubt that.
What?
No, I'm going back to shut up. I'm not talking about that. If you have an 8 a.m. class, do not make it English. Make it a lecture, so you can just hang out and not do shit.
Or just not go to class. It worked out well for me.
That's true.
Yeah.
Make it a lecture. You don't have to go to lectures. Go to lectures once a week. You're fine.
As we get ready to get out of here, Chris, I forgot to mention this to you today, so this is my fault. We were talking about the pickle sandwich from Jimmy John's, was it the other day? And my
was like
father,
3 weeks ago.
Yeah, my father actually watches this show religiously. That poor guy, I feel bad for him.
Is he waiting for me to eat the pickled sandwich?
Yeah, he actually messaged me, hey, when is Chris gonna eat that sandwich? And I go, I don't know. I'll buy one for him soon. So if it's still around next week, Pop, I'll buy the sandwich for Chris, and we can watch Chris get his hands on the pickle. It won't be the first time he's had his hands on the pickle, and he'll eat that sandwich.
That guy deserves
I will eat it next week.
A medal for putting up with you.
Well, he's about 75% responsible for the reason I am the way I am. So
I don't believe that.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. The other 25% is Quaaludes and beer. But what are you going to do? All right. On that unfortunate note, Scotty, go ahead and bump us the hell out of here. Make sure to join us. Once again, we'll put out an announcement tomorrow. Back at 6:45. We're going to do doing lines to go through the picks for college football and the NFL. Our dear friend Jose, let's get his favorite football picks in. Jose, if you're out there right now, tomorrow, 6:45. Here. Same back channel, same whatever. Hopefully Chris will be sober. I doubt it. All right.